welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jenny Lamoya, your favorite academic weapon. And today I am ready to talk to you guys about something very serious, very near and dear to my heart, I don't even know. I'm ready to talk to you guys about CPA studying mistakes, okay? Full disclaimer, I have not sat any CPA exams. None. Haven't even walked into a prometric. None of that. Literally. And even though I haven't taken any exams, I have been studying for so long that I feel like I'm at the point where I can tell you what does not work. Because I've made some mistakes that cost me my time, my money, my sanity, cost me to almost wanting to not take the CPA overall. And it's been real, guys. It's been real. So sit back, relax, grab a popcorn, whatever you eat, and just get ready to hear me out. Get a notepad too, because you're probably gonna want to write some of these stuff out. All right, let's get into it. Okay, first mistake, guys. Do not schedule your exam before you are exam ready. Okay? I think you should rewind that part. Do not schedule your exam before you are exam ready. All right? Let that one sink in for some time, okay? I made the biggest mistake of scheduling my exam before I even started studying. So I wasn't studying out of studying out of panic more than studying out of understanding the material. I was trying to get everything in my brain before that exam date that I set. Don't do that. Don't do that. Then when it got closer, I canceled the exam. I did that 3 times. 3 times. Don't schedule your exam ahead. Don't do that. I feel like you should give yourself maybe 2 to 3 weeks prior, and then you schedule that exam. Or make sure you're getting good grades in the practice tests, and then you're like, okay, I think I can take the exam maybe next month. Do that. But don't sit there in January, or let's use today's date. Don't sit here in April 2026 and say, oh, I can do this exam June 30. Let me set June 30 and let's start studying right now. Don't get me wrong. Some people do it and it works, I think, but it's not a good thing to do. I literally had to go to this seminar with, I think it was Becker professionals, and they even had to say it for it to sink in my brain that don't do this. So guys, don't do that. So the next mistake that I made was, and this one is gonna cost me some tears right now, letting my NTS expire. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, money down the drain. Guys, don't get your NTS until 30 to 90 days out, because I'm still sobbing over this one, because I'm gonna have to get a new NTS to take my exam now, because it's been a year since I literally haven't walked into the prometric and taken that exam. So my NTS expired. Biggest mistake. Don't let it expire on you. Literally, don't. Just don't. That's $267, I think. Down the drain. So I have to pay that again. Don't let your NTS expire. My next mistake that I made, in the beginning, I did not have a study system. None. And you need a plan. You need a plan before taking this exam. you need to have a tracker, something that you log every time you study and say like how much, like what percentage you got on a multiple choice, what percentage you got on a sim. Like you need to track your progress. I didn't have that. I would log into Becker or whatever, I logged in and I just did gosh, I really did some stupid stuff. Oh my gosh, guys, I just log in, watch a few models, do some multiple choice, and say, all right, cool. Never reviewed like stuff that I got wrong, never looked back at it, and I realized that was causing me to forget a lot of material. So make sure you have a study system. Lucky for you guys, I went ahead and I created a 90-day study system for you guys. And this one is for FAR. I'll link it in my description for you guys to check out. I also have like a FAR study tracker. And I think that, oh my God, not even I think, that has been working so well for me. I literally had to pass it on to somebody who had a CPA already, and I asked them, if you had to go back in time before you had your CPA, would you use this tracker? They said it would have changed their life and probably even increased their grade. They passed already, which is good, but they said that my tracker was so good. So I want you guys to definitely check that out. I'll link it in my description, but have a study system, something, have a plan, guys. Don't just walk into this thinking that, all right, I'm just gonna do some modules, whatever, not gonna log any errors I made, not gonna do any of that, and it's gonna be fine. And since we're talking about logging errors, let me get into my next mistake. Not having a error log. Oh my God. You know how much time I wasted? So the error log is error log. Basically, every time you do a multiple choice or even a sim, but mostly multiple choice, what I do is I write down like, what the question was, what made me, get the question wrong, what's the correct approach, and some trigger words to look for in case I get that question again in another format. That is in my tracker, but I never had that starting out. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get this the next time I see it. Never got it. Okay, make sure you have an error log, guys. It works wonders. And what's good about it is that like you can use it in your cumulative review where you just go back and look through all of what you got wrong. What I like to do sometimes too is I screenshot the question that I got wrong and I just paste it in. And it's like the tracker is in the Excel, so I paste it in the Excel, and then beside it I write, what I got wrong, why I got it wrong, the approach to take. Works magic. Guys, listen to me. My tracker will be linked in my description. Take a look at it. Now, the next mistake that I made was trying to do everything all at once. I'm talking lecture videos, MCQs, classes, sims, all in one day, all in one sitting. I tried to do everything all at once. And most of it was because like I felt behind, because like I knew my exam day was approaching and I'm like, yeah, I need to study a lot to finish studying in time to take my exam. It didn't work out for me. Burnout, overwhelmed, nothing good. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just thinking about it makes me feel like overwhelmed right now. Like I literally did some really crappy stuff and I learned my lesson. Now I have a system, guys, that really keeps me, disciplined, that actually makes me want to sit down and study. And I didn't have that when I just started. I didn't know to have that. So with me sitting here telling you guys this, I really hope you listen and actually utilize what I'm saying, because I feel like it'll really help you in the long run. And if there's any CPAs out there watching, definitely make sure you drop in the comments and tell me if what I'm saying doesn't make sense. Like literally, like tell me, let me know in the comments. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But I know I shouldn't have made these mistakes. I just know it. So another mistake that I made was comparing my timeline to others. I literally would log on to LinkedIn and I would see everybody posting, I just got my CPA, past 4 sections, I got all, and I would be so happy for them, don't get me wrong. I like their posts and everything. But it's like, in my mind, or in the back of my mind, I used to think to myself, why is this taking me so long? Why can't I just start? But at the end of the day, we have to give ourselves grace. Like, we have to give ourselves grace. We have to remember that there's no rush. There is no rush. Take your time and move at your own pace. Don't look at anybody else and just do it. Literally. Just do it. Okay? So I want to say, don't make the same mistake as me where I was comparing my timeline to other people, thinking that I was behind when actually I'm not. Might take me a little longer, but I will get there. I will. So don't compare your timeline to other people. And the last thing that I want to leave with you guys, I used to feel like starting is progress. Yes, starting is something. But at the end of the day, just open my laptop and not actively studying, not actively teaching myself, that's not good. That's a no-no. You need to actively study to really do well. Because at the end of the day, if you just open your laptop, you're in front of it watching a lecture, falling asleep, and you finish a day and you're like, oh, I watched the lecture. No, you didn't. You slept. You slept while that lecture was rolling. You need to actively study. And some of you might say, oh my God, I can't believe she made these mistakes. I did. I sure did. You guys know me to always be actively studying, showing you guys my routine. And yes, I do study. That's not just for posting. That's actually me studying. And that's how I do that, or I record it so that I don't be on my phone. That helps a lot. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you, but that worked for me. But some days I would just doze off in front of my lecture. I would just not get the material. It just doesn't stick. It just doesn't work out. I don't review I don't do what I'm supposed to do. And at the end of the day, the CPA tests your discipline and your consistency. You have to be those two things. You can be motivated all you want, but at the end of the day, if you're not disciplined, it's not going to work out. And that's what I've learned. That is what I have learned so far. Okay? So I wanted to thank you guys so much for sitting with me and listening to all my little mistakes that I've made. I hope you guys don't make these same mistakes. Remember, have a study system. That's the first thing you need to do after this video. Have a study system. Okay? Like I said, all my trackers, everything I use will be linked in my description. Use them. Okay? Use them. And for everyone out there taking the CPA right now or planning to take the CPA, take your time. It's okay. You can do this. Follow my tips and just be patient, be calm, and let's get that license. We got this. We really got this, okay? And now you got to the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you comment any of these mistakes that you have made or a mistake that you're surely not going to make after this video. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
can get excited.